Well, hey friends, it's been a while, but welcome back to another Merley on Time Watch Reviews. I'm Chris and I unbox and review budget watches, and today I am rocking the awesome solar chronograph, racing chronograph by Fair and Swit. Fair and Swit is one of my favorite micro brands. I dare to say it is my favorite micro brand because of what they are doing. They release amazing watches, including this one, solar powered with a Seiko solar powered chronograph movement inside. And in a short while, stay tuned to the channel, I'll be highlighting their Vice chronographs, which are bloody fantastic, absolutely amazing. Well, what's on the docket for today? Today I am talking about my love-hate relationship with Casio. And I found 3 Casio watches that I think are pretty awesome. Now, a while back I did a video where I went into Walmart and I picked out 3 Timex watches from Walmart, and I said at that time I was going to do the same for Casio. Unfortunately, my local Walmart has a terrible selection for Casio, so I went on Amazon and I found these 3 beauties that you can pick up for just over $140 US, and 2 of them are absolute Casio icons. Let's go. Okay, so first up, guys, I've got the cheapest, or I shouldn't say cheapest, the least expensive of the 3. And this one I really wanted because I wanted to get another watch that kind of replaced this one, although I still keep this one. This is an Armatron, and this is kind of my summertime watch. All white, really has some nice summertime vibes to it. But the problem with this one is the band itself, as you can see here, doesn't match the color of the case, and I think it faded in the sunlight a little bit, and I really got annoyed with that, to be honest with you. And so I looked to Casio and I found this one. Now this one is a little bit smaller, but boy, is it really bright, white, sharp. I don't think that this band is going to fade or discolor in any way as I wear it this summer. And it's just a pretty classic Casio digital watch, really. Nothing much to it as far as the functions go. You have obviously your time with your day and date. You have an alarm and you have a stopwatch, and that is it. The next button you push to get the watch set does have a backlight here as well, so that you can read the watch at night. It really is just a great, sporty looking summertime watch. It's going to look great on my wrist at the beach, at the pool, and it'll serve as a great beater watch even for work. If I wanted to kind of wear it for that purpose as well. And so, yeah, quite impressed with it. Now, Super Cali's battery is dead, but we'll just get the case diameter is 42 millimeters across between the 2 pushers and the widest part of that case. Yeah, 42 millimeters, and it's only 11 millimeters thick. And the lug to lug, and I'm just going to kind of measure from the band there, you're looking at about a 51, let's just call it 50 millimeter lug width, and or lug to lug I should say. And I'm not sure the width of that strap, but it is somewhat of an integrated strap, and in all honesty, you're not likely going to swap this one out. But this one, guys, was only, let's just go over to the website here right now. And this is the most inexpensive one of the 3, as I mentioned. This one, guys, I purchased it. Now, I'm sorry for my US friends. You'll have to kind of go over to the US website and find this yourself. But since I'm Canadian, I got this one, as you can see, on the Amazon.ca website for $35 Canadian. And you take about 40% off of that, 30 to 40% off of that, and that is what you are looking at for the US price. And this is what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. And I just think this is a perfect summertime watch. It really is. Not much functionality on this one, and but for the vibes that it gives for summer, that beautiful, crisp, white, clean, classic look, sporty. Yeah, I am smitten with this one. I'm really quite impressed, and especially for the price. Now, speaking of my love-hate relationship for Casio, this is a particular kind of Casio that I have had a very difficult time with respect to getting one that I actually liked, getting one that I would probably wear, getting one that I would spend the money that this one was going for on. And this is going to be one of the two very classic must-have kind of Casio stellar watches. And this is a G-Shock. Yes, indeed, this is my first G-Shock. And this is the DW5600E. And this one costs under $100. Actually, it costs under 80, and I'm talking Canadian dollars. And so again, take another 30% off. In fact, let's go to the website right now while we're talking about it. So this one was 77 Canadian dollars. And it's legible. It looks good. I mean, and the price. I could have gotten a G-Glide, like a G-Shock Glide, and it was like $180. And there's no way I would spend $180 on what is essentially a resin and a plastic watch. I don't care about the G-Shock technology and, that you can run over it with a car and it'll still be going. For a piece of plastic, I've always said, and I know this is controversial perhaps, but like when the Moon Swatch come out and everyone was jumping on the bandwagon for that, I always thought it's just a glorified plastic watch with the, it looked like an Omega Speedmaster, but it was just plastic, and they turned out to be absolutely terrible. Good for the watch collecting community and the fact that they drew so much attention to watches maybe, but that's about it. And that's what I feel about G-Shocks. I would never spend over $100 on a G-Shock, ever. And that's Canadian dollars. Just wouldn't do it, because at the end of the day, it's just a plastic watch to me. But this one, $77, I could go for. Really nice and legible. Has some more functions than the first one. Of course, you've got an alarm, you've got a timer, you've got a stopwatch. And so this one has the timer on it as well, in addition to. The one thing that I really kind of got worried about when I first got this watch was you can see that the mode button here, or the adjust button, is recessed into the case more so than the other button. You can see that there. And I thought I got a dud, and I was really upset, but I did look it up, and it's recessed intentionally so that you don't accidentally hit it somehow if you're timing something and stop that function. I don't think that was a necessary thing to do. I mean, how many people are banging their wrist on something while they're timing something and stopping it as a result? I'm not sure. But there you go. Now this one is a little bit chunkier than the first one. Again, this is DW56. So you're looking at, it's the same really, about a 42 millimeter case. Probably going to be a little bit thicker. Yeah, it's almost, I'd say 12.5 thick. And again, the effect of lug to lug on this one is a little bit larger because of the stiffness of the resin band. And so it's looking at about 56 effectively. If you were to just measure from the lugs, it looks like it's about 50 on the nose. And so here it is, and a fantastic, iconic Casio. And this is what the DW5600 looks like on my wrist. I'm not a huge fan of this buckle, but at any rate, you're not really looking at that. Sharp looking watch, really, really nice. And, you know, in all honesty, stay tuned to the channel. This one I might be giving away because I'm quite content with my Timex Ironman, to be honest with you. But I really do like this watch. I mean, it is, this is a G-Shock I can go for. $77. Yeah, that's the right price for me for a G-Shock. And as I'm filming, I realize I forgot to tell you the model number for this white one. It is the F108WHC-7BCF. So there you go. And last but not least, this is certainly one of the most iconic Casio watches that you can get. It is definitely considered to be, for the price, the best dive watch, budget dive watch that you can get out there. And you know what? I tend to agree. And I am, of course, talking about the Casio Duro Marlin. And when I saw this particular one, I had to jump on it because of the price. I should just wipe this down a little bit. And because of the option to get it on this stainless steel bracelet. Now, let's talk about the bracelet first of all. It's pretty jangly. That's because this bracelet is absolutely terrible. It really is. And what I mean by that is it's got the folded links and hollow links, and I didn't really pull this out far enough to get it. Let me see if I can get it with my finger. And it's got this absolutely horrible system where you gotta pull out this little piece, and then it just comes out like that. They're terrible to adjust, but I do have to say, aside from the fact that the quality of the stainless steel is awful, it looks good, and it is quite comfortable. The reason I got this, the reason I jumped on this, is because I don't have a Casio Duro. I gave all of my Casio Duros away because I really wanted to try it on this steel bracelet, which once you get it adjusted, just a press clasp, but once you get it adjusted, it is really comfortable on the wrist. Now, because of these hollowed out end links, if you don't have it quite snug enough, it's going to pull on your hairs if you have a hairy arm like I do. But I haven't had any issues with this one. You do have 120 click, a bezel, aluminum bezel. This is the Pepsi colorway, and the action on the bezel is very, very nice. One thing I would say about these Casio Duros that I'm not overly a huge fan of is the triangle. It's not a triangle. It's just kind of cut off at the tip there, and it looks kind of awkward to me. It's just me though. Maybe you're not particularly fussy about that. Of course, you've got your date window and a quartz movement that does hit pretty much right on all of the markers. Now, this one, guys, was an unbelievable price. Let's just go to the website. This is just the Amazon, not affiliate links or anything like that. This is just where I bought it. And as you can see, 84 Canadian dollars. Again, take 30 to 40% off that, and you've got yourself an amazing watch for the money. And here it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. I did get a nice snug fit, not too tight. Certainly, once the wrist starts to swell a little bit and sweat and work out, or just in warmer weather like this summer, it's going to snug up even more. But yeah, look at that. For less than $100 for a 200-meter water-resistant dive watch, with the 120 click bezel and a date. I mean, this is iconic, guys. Truly iconic. One of Casio's very, very best. Well, thanks for sticking around to the very end. Here's what's coming up next on Really On Time, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification. I'm going to be highlighting the brand new Vice chronograph by Fair and Swit, and by Fair and Swit, and the link will be in the description of the video. Look at these. Are these not the absolute coolest chronographs that you have ever seen? They were sent to me to highlight on the channel. I own this one. I also own their Wayfinder. I also own their Retro Digital. Fair and Swit is a fantastic brand, and so guys, stay tuned for this on the next Merrily on Time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you. We'll see you in the next one.